So how about this? I did a whole week called So What Now? So Now What? I did a whole week of Instagram lives. So Now What? Series by Sheila Marie. Okay, so I went live with a different expert on a different topic every week, and I was determined to record these videos so that I could repurpose them and post them on my Insta stories, my IG lives and YouTube. Screen recorded, they said. Just put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Just turn Instagram notifications off. Just do this. I did everything. I did everything I possibly could, and all of the videos came out like this. Getting some conversation. So, I'm not gonna be able to repost the videos, but whatever. What I did do is take notes, and I'm gonna give you the takeaways from each of those videos. Each topic is gonna have its own video. So let's get into it. Ooh, child, my conversation with Valencia Gunder was intense. Valencia is so hardcore. She's a modern day Fannie Lou Hamer. She's an activist. She's out of Miami, so shout out to South Florida. I wanted this conversation to be really focused on providing solutions, because I know when we talk about politics and communities of color, it can be discouraging and overwhelming. So I am going to list my major takeaways in terms of solutions from my conversation with Valencia Gunder. Okay, ready? The first thing I had to say to her was, I'm gonna say to you what people say to me all the time. Well, I'm not gonna vote anyway because my vote doesn't matter. They pick the president behind the scenes anyway. Well, it doesn't matter because the Electoral College. And Valencia says straight up to me, and this is what I'm gonna say to you: if our vote didn't count, why do they spend billions of dollars, time and energy in suppressing it? Honey, voter disenfranchisement is a real thing. They be out here trying to prevent communities of color from voting, because that's how much power we have. If our vote did not count at all, they wouldn't be putting any energy into suppressing it. So that's the first thing. I'm not gonna get into a whole conversation about that. You can write comments until the cows come home, boo. I'm not gonna read it or respond to you trolls. I think that's the main thing of our conversation, is take back some of your power. It's really an important time for us to be reclaiming our power, taking back power where we have giving it away, and stop perpetuating the idea that our vote doesn't matter anyway. Because even though I know there's corruption behind the scenes, I'm not at all naive. I am so aware of what's going on. I understand how voting, let me just say this. I understand why people don't vote. And I understand why people are feel disenfranchised and feel like, why would I vote anyway? However, we need to do it anyway. Spiritually, I'm always gonna bring this conversation back to a spiritual level. Spiritually, you have to do it anyway. What you do in your life represents your spiritual karma and your journey. You do things because of what they mean to you and what they represent to you, not the other person. Why I tell people all the time to have integrity, to forgive people. It's not about the other person. You should have integrity in your life, not about if that person you think should ever give you a thumbs up and say, hey, you did a good job. You should forgive your relationship with your mom if you think it's toxic, not because your mom is ever gonna apologize to you. She might never recognize what she did. The point is, it's for you. It unties your karma. It contributes to your spiritual development. And that's why we have to be the change that we want to see. And if we want to see a kind, human, strong government that is ethical, we have to act like that even when they don't. And I know nobody wants to hear that, but that's fucking facts. We have to vote because it is in alignment with integrity in the nation that we want to live in. Also, speaking of Fannie Lou Hamer, who got spit on and assaulted with other civil rights activists just trying to vote, go to the oldest member of your family. If you are Black or you are a person of color, go to the oldest member of your family and you tell them right now that you just don't feel like voting, and see what they say. We have not even a right, we have a duty, divine duty. If you are a descendant of slaves, somebody told me not to say it like that. If you are a descendant of Africans who were enslaved, because they are not slaves, they are Africans who were enslaved. Thank you. So if you have lineage from those peoples, you need to vote. You owe it to them, because people died. People lost their actual lives and freedom just to get a right to vote. So now that we have it, regardless of all the fuckery that be going on, we still gotta participate, okay? And that's another thing Valencia said in the conversation I really liked, is she's like, I'm not gonna police how you participate. If you're black, I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you to vote Democrat, because literally, I feel like they're more alike than they are different anyway. It's not like Democrats, it's only after JFK did black people become Democrats. So she's not gonna say you should vote this, you should do that, but just vote. Just participate in some way. Just don't say, I'm gonna be outside of it. That's what she said. And the part of me, I'm hearing in my brain that the other things, I'm not gonna leave them out of the conversation because I want this to be about solutions. So more solutions. Let's stay focused on solutions. A point she said is follow the issues. Instead of following candidates, follow issues. So for example, legalizing marijuana, right, is a issue that matters to you. Instead of just picking a candidate, look up who voted for what in your area on that issue. And then if you do find a candidate, see where they have voted in the past, what actions they have taken in the past in regards to the issues that matter to you. So instead of following candidates, follow the issue, which leads me to the next point, which is local, local, local. Stay updated with local advocacy groups. So go on Google and local advocacy groups in whatever city you're in, see what pops up, follow them on social media, put the post notifications on, sign up to their mailing lists. Why? Because what is so mysterious to us are all these local elections, the primaries that have an actual direct impact on our life. Valencia said to me, Sheila, look, we can live through any president. Really, it's really not through any president, but we can live through that if you have good leadership at a local level, because they actually affect your everyday lived experiences more. When Trayvon Martin happened, who are we looking to? The sheriff. Affecting the decisions at your children's schools, the allocating local budgets, all those things are gonna have a very direct impact on your everyday lived experiences. And sometimes we only focus on the presidential election, but not these smaller elections, which actually could affect us even more. Hard to follow that sometimes. Sometimes we don't see all the advertisements, or we don't know who's this and who's that. So things you can do, that's why we said local advocacy groups. If you follow them on Facebook or Instagram, and if you sign up for their mailing list, they usually do grading sheets on and they're gonna let you know when the races are happening. They're gonna let you know when this election is happening and that election is happening, and so you're gonna be up on game. And they usually do grading sheets, so they'll let you know where people stand, again, to follow the issues. So that might be something that I'm definitely gonna do that, because I know I voted in the elections that just passed, and half of the people on there, I was like, I don't even know who they are. I'm Googling their name. It's hard to get unbiased information. You don't know where the information is coming from, if you can trust it. So finding local advocacy groups that are aligned with the issues that you're aligned with is really a good way to start that. And finally, you can go to the Supervisor of Elections website in your area, and you can get the ballots in advance so that you can review them. So you can review what issues are on the ballots, you can look up the issues, and then you can also look up who's on the ballot, so you can trace the issues that person has stood on and see what the fuck they be talking about. Okay, I think that's enough for now. That's my pretty brief breakdown from my conversation with Valencia Gunder. I hope it helped you. Please follow her, support her. She's doing amazing work, and I will see you on the internet somewhere.